84 people said that. Scores you 84. Richard?
Yeah, he was just 29 years old when he invented the telephone, the first telephone. The real genius was the guy who invented the second telephone. He also invented mobile top-ups. He was way ahead of his time.
Chris, we are looking for the inventions most closely associated with these inventors. And look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left to choose from.
Yes, I do recognise some of the names, but the one I'll go for is the bottom one. Isaac Merritt Singer and the sewing machine.
Singer and the sewing machine. Let's see if that's right and how many people said it. Singer, sewing machine. Not a bad answer. 32, that scores you. Richard?
Yeah, a really good answer, Chris. He fathered 24 children by 5 women. Yep, and still invented a sewing machine. That is, there's a guy who could multitask.
And quite a lot there that haven't been...
No, they haven't, so you might want to fill in some of these gaps. I imagine you can
Lord, yes.
whiz through this list. Johannes Gutenberg invented...
Printing press.
Printing press, exactly right. That would have got you 13 points. Hey. Trevor Bayliss.
Radio. Wind-up radio.
The wind-up radio, that's exactly right, yeah. That would have got you 21 points. Jethro Tull.
Spinning Jenny, wasn't that? No.
Because anybody, Jethro Tull? Seed drill is exactly right. That would have got you 6 points. And James Hargreaves?
No idea.
Now, he did invent the spinning jenny.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did indeed.
The spinning jenny,
that would have got you
that.
7 points. Very well done if you got all of those at home.
We're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Goodness, Liz and Katie, way out ahead there with 100. Liz, pressure on you to score as low as you can in the next pass. Gavin and Joe not that far behind. So yes, Joe, you're going to have to pull something very clever out of the bag. Let's hope you get a good list to choose from. 32, not a bad score for you, Chris and Sue. Sue, keep up that nice low scoring and you should be safely through to the next round. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? Fabulous. OK, we're going to put 6 more names of famous inventors on the board. And here they are. We have got Percy Shaw, Wallace Hume Carruthers, Adolph Sax, John Logie Baird, Alfred Nobel, Sarah Boone. Percy Shaw, Wallace Hume Carruthers, Adolph Sax, John Logie Baird, Alfred Nobel, Sarah Boone. There they are. Remember, we're looking for the inventions most closely associated with those inventors, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Sue, how does that list look to you?
Because Chris did so well, I think I better play safe.
Just to remind you where you are, you're on 32. To avoid becoming the high scorers, you want to be scoring 67 or less with this answer.
Right. I think I'll stick with Percy Shaw, Cat's Eyes.
What a great answer. Percy Shaw, Cat's Eyes. Here's your red line. Come below that red line. And Percy Shaw will see you through to the next round. Let's see if it's right. And how many people said it? It's right. And good enough. Very good. That's a fantastic answer. Reg Cox and Cat's Eyes. Fantastic. What a great team. That scores you 8, giving you a total of 40. Richard?
Yeah, formidable team indeed. That's a great answer. 8 points. Invented in 1934, the cat's eyes. Got the idea when his headlights were reflected in a real cat's eyes, supposedly, which stopped him driving off a road.
Thank you very much. Sue and Chris, you are definitely through to the head-to-head. Well done. Joe, you and Gavin are on, which means you have to score 15 or less with this answer to avoid overtaking Liz and Katie and becoming the high scorers. Remember, we are looking for the inventions associated with these inventors.
I'm going to have to go for John Logie Baird, the television.
John Logie Baird, television. There's your red line. It's quite low down there. If you come below that red line, you are through to the next round, definitely. John Logie Baird. Let's see how many people said that, and let's see if it's correct. 52. That's a high-scoring answer. Takes your score up to 136. Richard?
Yeah, John Logie Baird invented television. The first public display was in 1926.
And what was the first thing ever broadcast?
Oh, it's Last of the Summer Wine.
Thank you very much. Well, Joe and Gavin, that puts you out ahead, 136. You are currently the high scorers. Liz has to score 35 or less with this answer to save them from leaving the show.
That's not going to happen.
Really? How's that list looking to you? You've got
Okay.
4 options left.
Okay. I'd have a pretty wild guess at 3 of them. And this is my trail of thinking. It's based on the names. So,
Okay.
for something along the lines of Adolphe Sax, I would want to say that he perhaps invented the saxophone, but that would be a random guess. Alfred Nobel, for some reason it screams the Nobel Peace Prize, so if he did invent something which then led to that, I don't know what it was. He could have just invented the Nobel Peace Prize, I don't know. It could just be a random thing. And Sarah Boone, no, very loose. I potentially think she might have something to do with books.
So
but-
everything is pointing to Wallace Hume Carruthers. There we are.
So basically, it's just any random guess, whichever one I'm kind of heading towards. Okay. I'm going to go with Adolphe Sax inventing the saxophone.
Okay, Adolphe Sax inventing the saxophone. There's your red line. If you come below that red line, you are through to the head-to-head. Let's see if it's correct, and let's see how many people said it. Adolphe Sax, saxophone. It's right. Down it goes. Wow, good enough. Wow, that scores you only 15, giving you a total of 115 and seeing you through to the next round. Richard?
Yeah, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Very, very good. And that's tough luck on Joe and Gavin. Let's take a look at the rest of those. What would you have said for Alfred Nobel?
I didn't think I think it was the Nobel Peace Prize that he's named after, I think, but I don't know if he invented anything.
What do you think, Xander? Do you know
No
what?
idea.
He invented dynamite.
No.
Yeah, he did
Wow.
indeed. That
Seriously?
would have scored you 25 points. Sarah Boone, any idea? No one will get this. Sarah Boone, anyone?
Straighteners.
Straighteners. You deserve to stay on the show for that. She didn't, unfortunately. Well, she sort of did. She invented the ironing board.
There you are.
Yeah. So that would have got you 1 point. And Wallace Hume Carruthers invented nylon. Very, very well done if you got that at home. That was a pointless answer. Would have added £250 to the jackpot.
So 15, sorry, I just want to 15. I mean, if you want to be obscure, invent a popular instrument named after you.
Yes,
An
sax, literally.
Osmanophone.
Good idea. Good idea. It hasn't caught on, but I keep... My friend Dave Vuvuzela, he had a very good summer, very lucrative summer, Dave.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Richard. At the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, is Gavin and Joe. Dear, oh dear. What would you have liked to have come up?
Pathé, who invented the
newsreel.
The newsreel.
I need the
That would have been
Nobel
good.
one.
You knew the Nobel one. So sounds great. Well, it's a shame to say goodbye to you so early on, but of course you will be back next time. Everyone gets 2 chances to get through to our final, so hopefully you'll be with us for longer next time. But thanks so much for playing. You've been fantastic contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. So well done. Sue and Chris, Liz and Katie made it through to the head-to-head round. Now, obviously only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which, in case you'd forgotten, currently stands at £1,000. Now, you are going head-to-head in the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. OK, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Olympic ball sports as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for all sports played at the 2008 Olympic Games that involve the athlete moving a ball as a core part of the sport. We're not looking for things within other sports like rhythmic gymnastics or shot put.
Sue and Chris, because you have played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for Olympic ball sports.
I would say hockey. What's wrong? There's volleyball as well. Do they do it at the Olympics?
You've got an answer.
We have.
One that Sue's happy with. Sue Reg Cox is happy with. What's it going to be?
Well, we're not that up on Olympic ball sports, but I'm sure they do play hockey.
Hockey. OK, you're saying hockey. Liz and Katie.
That was my answer.
Yeah.
So let's think of another one. Okay, we've watched it. Let's think about this logically. We watched it. Although nothing's coming to me that's completely obvious. Should we just bite the bullet and go with football and really know that it's going to be really hard?
Shall we? We'll do better on the other questions. Fine.
You sure? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll go.
It's football.
It's
OK.
football.
Hockey and football. Right, OK. Well, Sue and Chris said hockey. Let's see how that did. Hockey. $54. You happy with 54?
Oh, yes. Better than 100.
Better than 100. Let's see how football does. How many people said football? Yep. It's as you thought. After the first question, it is 1-0 to Sue and Chris. Richard.
Let's take a look at some of the more obscure ones. Softball and handball, right down at the bottom there. Beach volleyball. Who can forget beach volleyball? There's a nation of 14-year-old boys screaming at the screen now. Water polo with 10 points there. Baseball. Table tennis, of course, would have scored you 33. Basketball and volleyball, they both would have won you the points. And the top three, hockey, tennis and football with 76.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. Here is your second question. Sue and Chris ahead 1-0. If they win this point, they are straight through to the final. Just to let you know. OK, we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Tina Turner top 10 hits as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any solo single released by Tina Turner in the UK that reached the UK top 10 prior to May 2010. Looking for any Tina Turner top 10 single.
OK, Liz and Katie, you have to get this one right to stay in the game. You have to win this point.
We're going to go with the most obvious because we can't think of anything more obscure, so we're going to go with Simply the Best.
Simply the Best. OK. Chris and Sue.
Well, this what?
I don't know. What
I
did you think?
don't know whether it was. I don't know whether it got in the top 10. The Steamy Windows. Private dancer.
No, go for the one we know, because it might be the wrong.
I don't know if it's.
Go for Steamy Windows.
Right, we're not quite sure of what the full title is, so we'll go Steamy Windows, but we don't know whether it was in the top 10.
OK, you're going to say Steamy Windows. OK, Liz and Katie have gone with Simply the Best. Let's see if that's a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Well, it's right. 45. And Sue and Chris have gone with Steamy Windows. Let's see if that's correct, and how many people said that if it is.
I didn't think it was in the top 10.
Bad luck. That is an incorrect answer. Richard.
No, absolutely right. It reached number 13 in 1990, I'm afraid. If you had said Private Dancer, that would also have been 100, because that reached number 26. So 1-1. Game on. There were quite a few answers that would have won this. There's quite a few obscure Tina Turner top 10s. When the Heartache Is Over was a pointless answer. Very well done if you got that at home. Not if you've got that at home, though I suspect if you've got it, you have got it. The next three sounds like a conversation she's having with someone. I Don't Want to Fight, Let's Stay Together, I Don't Want to Lose You. They all scored 1 point. Let's look at the next page. GoldenEye. But there we go, there's a couple of big answers there. We Don't Need Another Hero would have scored you 10 points, would have won you the point. What's Love Got to Do with It? 16 points. And The Best, or better known as Simply the Best, but that's its official title, 45 points.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Everything to play for. Third question. 1-1 as it stands. Whoever gets this point is through to the final. Here's your third question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many longest-serving prime ministers as they could. Longest-serving prime ministers, Richard.
Yep, looking for any British prime minister who has served for 10 years or more. That can be in one go.